Hello, everyone. My apologies for not coming on sooner, but I'm getting worn out, and apparently I'm pissing people off a little bit, and I don't mean to. But I'm here. Growing old isn't for sissies. Let's see if I can get some prices on everything. Okay, so right now, Energy Vault is up 4.5 cents at 144.5. G-Bucks is up 4 cents at 70 cents. Fingers up a penny at 144. ZJYL is up a little over a penny at 6525, and Railtown is down. Railtown is down. The bid is 49.7. The ask is 51. The high today is 52.9. The low is 49.2. And the volume is 272,000. Now, they want you to sell. That's what they want. They want you nervous, and they want you thinking Railtown is just like any other one of these stocks. You can day trade it, swing trade it, use a chart, be a genius. If you want to do that, I'm not the guy to talk to. To me, Railtown is a one decision stock, at least for now. And you buy it and you hold it. And unfortunately, the process of completing the MOU is just taking a long time. That's just how it is. And the thing we can do, because we're not under a I don't know what to call it, a non-disclosure agreement, or we don't know material inside information. And I can assure you that no one returns my phone calls. So you can be guaranteed, not that I would get something that's material, I'm not saying that, but by definition, I'm not talking to anybody. The company talks to Tony De Niro, doesn't talk to me. So by definition, we do not have any material inside information. Therefore, we can buy the stock. That's our advantage. Others cannot. It's just how it is. I can't change it. I can't. There's nothing I can make happen. That the attorneys work more quickly, more efficiently, more attorneys are hired. I can't make sure all the signatures, if that's what's holding up, happen. I can't make sure that the regulators stay at their desks and office. I can't do anything. But the delay allows us to buy more. Unfortunately, we have to ride out the attacks. All of the selling, my friends, almost all of the selling is fake. And they want you to think they know something, they don't know anything. This is in June, but at the top there, 70%, 70%, 80%, 60%, 70%, 81%, 76%, 69%, all short. I can't, this is so hard to read. This is in July. And I'm sure when the new numbers come out, anyway, I cannot read that, but basically that's 80, 90, 70, 80, 80%. It's the majority of sales are fake. Don't let them take your shares. And this is the risk the attorneys put you through, because attorneys don't believe this goes on. No one's ever taught them about it. It's not entered into evidence, and they think it's a conspiracy theory. But it goes on. It's under attack by short selling. It won't work this time. The company doesn't need capital from Jeff Easton or Kurt Kramer. It doesn't need capital at all. Here's the shareholder count. You'll notice it's down a little bit, but not much. Surprisingly, it's only down about 50,000. I double counted somebody. I didn't recognize it until yesterday. So it's 10,650,000 shares. We have 7.6% of the outstanding shares and almost 200 people involved. This is the top 10 with Ted Williams at number 10. And our largest position is over $1 million. We've got a couple that are 800,000, several at $250,000, and then 3 at basically 200,000. Let's just start by reviewing an article that came out last month. Railtown AI Technologies, Advanced AI Platform. Let's look at it here. Railtown AI Technologies. Very difficult for me to read. Let me see if I can do it this way. Bring it closer to myself. Nope. So let me do it this way. I'll let you read that, and I'll pull it up on my other device. Okay. Railtown AI Technologies by Emily Jarvie. This is an article that appeared in the June issue of the Canadian Securities Exchange magazine. Well, her subheadline is Advanced AI Platform Helps Software Developers Tackle a $1 trillion problem. A $1 trillion problem. A $1 trillion problem. Demand for software continues to rise in our increasingly digitized world as companies across all industrial sectors look to make their operations more efficient. So companies across all sectors. Little do most people know that software developers themselves rely on other technologies to help them be more effective in the development, building, and maintenance of software applications. Railtown AI Technologies, and they give the symbols, is one of the companies tackling the inefficiency in how software applications are developed, built, scaled, managed, and maintained. Using innovative artificial intelligence developed in-house, Railtown's suite of technology will identify problems within the software development and deployment process. Providing knowledge and insight that includes suggested fixes and tests to increase the velocity of resolution. Chief Executive Officer Corey Brandolini co-founded Railtown with a clear goal: to create an AI solution that transforms and elevates the end-to-end software development process. Quote, "My co-founders and I have been building software applications for 30 years. 30 years. And as a result, we have built applications across many verticals," which means going into a company rather than across the whole internet, "and have used most developed methodologies in doing so." They've done everything over 30 years, unquote. Brandolini tells Canadian Securities Exchange magazine, quote, "We have experienced the best and the worst of these methods. And it was from that experience that we knew we wanted to build the tools and frameworks to tackle all of the negative and inefficient software engineering and maintenance processes. All. Our Conductor AI model is the result of that work and is now positioned to be a big player in the AI-driven conversion of traditional methodologies of software development into a more efficient approach," unquote. Quote, "We wanted to create a very intelligent agent that not only understood the design aspects of what you were trying to build, but also the running and the maintenance of what you built as well," unquote. Brandolini explains that all of the work that goes into software development still relies on talented developers. Quote, human beings make up the bulk of the workload that goes into designing, building, training, deploying, managing, and maintaining a software application, unquote, he says. Further quote, I have to switch this. And I think it's this one. Well, maybe it's better to give you this one. I think it's better to give you that one. All right, so he says, quote, it's a manpower heavy load to run large scalable software applications. The goal is to alleviate the non-productive tasks from the developer workload and to free them up and assist them in the creation of great new game-changing applications, unquote. With reams of data, to examine, Railtown has been able to determine that its technology can save over 8 hours of human developers' time per week. Apply that metric across a developer team and a full work year, and the potential to recapture incredible amounts of corporate value becomes obvious. Railtown operates in a high growth. Railtown operates in a high growth space where more than 30 million software developers work globally, with that number climbing by 3 to 4% every year. Not surprisingly, the developer tools market is projected to expand, here's a number, to expand from 6.6 billion in 2024 to 22.6 billion by 2033. According to Business Research Insights, for Railtown, the opportunity lies in reducing losses caused by inefficient software development. Quote, it works out to be about 40% of your resources in non-productive tasks, unquote. Brandolini explains, quote, our goal was to be able to create a very intelligent, agentic solution that could do a significant amount of the non-productive tasks in order to keep developers building and running new products as opposed to fixing and maintaining and constantly reviewing historical, technical debt, unquote. In the United States alone, the cost of inferior software was estimated, in the United States alone, the cost of inferior software was estimated to be $2.4 trillion, $2.4 trillion in 2022 by the Consortium for Information and Software Quality. Related losses due to cybercrime and problems in software supply chains were cited, as was the term quote unquote technical debt, which is the implied cost of future work to fix suboptimal software. At scale, software bugs can lead to extremely costly problems, with the millions of automobiles being recalled in 2024 due to software issues being just one example. A flawed software update by cybersecurity firm CrowdStrike in July of 2024 disrupted everything from personal laptops to enterprise infrastructure. One estimate put the resulting losses for Fortune 500 companies at US $85 billion, with a B, billion dollars, $85 billion. Railtown is helping to address these types of problems with its proprietary Application General Intelligence, AGI, platform, Conductor. The system is designed to support the entire software development lifecycle. It ingests a wide range of data sources, including developer tickets, code repositories, deployment logs, captain's log, and documentation, and uses the information to understand how a software application works. From there, Conductor can automate many of the repetitive, time-consuming tasks developers typically manage. This includes generating reports and release notes, identifying root causes of bugs, writing code fixes, creating documentation, and deploying tests. As the platform, that's Conductor, as the platform learns more about an application architecture and workflows, it can begin to predict issues before they arise, and recommend fixes, helping software development teams to reduce technical debt and maintain code quality at scale. Unlike other developer tools that are often fragmented and domain-specific, Conductor serves as a unified platform that connects all aspects of software development, automating tasks across teams and workflows to improve productivity and collaboration. The platform, that's Conductor, the platform evolves with the application it supports to help ensure that development goes as smoothly as possible from start to finish. Importantly, Railtown's platform integrates seamlessly with popular integrated development environment, IDE, and continuous integration and continuous delivery / deployment, CI/CD tools. So it integrates seamlessly with IDE, CI/CD tools, such as Visual Studio, VS Code, Azure DevOps, Jira, GitHub, Microsoft Teams, Slack, Zapier, and many more, enabling smooth workflow automation. The company's revenue model is based on recurring software as a service, SaaS, subscriptions. It's a subscription model, which can support predictable cash flow and scalability as more organizations adopt the platform. Railtown recently announced that it had entered into a memorandum of understanding. I guess it depends on your definition of recently. Railtown recently announced that it has entered into a memorandum of understanding to acquire AI Partnerships Corporation, AIP. AIP has a network of over 160 AI software as a service based affiliate companies. The majority of them in Canada, that provide AI-driven vertical market solutions and development tools. Toronto-based AIP affiliates operate in 13 countries and serve over 5,000 clients. In industries such as fintech, healthcare, manufacturing, and supply chain management. The company's quote unquote AIP Central platform connects the affiliates. The company's AIP Central platform connects the affiliates, allowing them to subscribe to each other's services and pursue opportunities together in a shared environment. Railtown sees significant value in leveraging the AIP affiliate sales network, and also in the opportunity to add a common platform layer for all affiliates and their end user clients to utilize. According to Brandolini, bringing AIP and Railtown together will offer clients not just a marketplace, but also access to the core infrastructure and tools needed to build and deploy AI applications through the frameworks and services that Railtown has created. The approach is similar to how Microsoft offers both a partner network and access to its technical services, such as Azure Cloud, Azure DevOps, Visual Studio, GitHub, and more. Brandolini also emphasizes that the acquisition enhances Railtown's strategic positioning in the Canadian AI ecosystem. Quote, Railtown and AIP's goal, along with the Canadian government's AI program initiatives, is to build a strong Canadian ecosystem for Canadian companies to build and to deploy AI-based technologies in Canada first, Israel second. No, I made that up. In Canada first, so they don't immediately need to look south of the border, as well as being able to address data sovereignty concerns, unquote, says Brandolini. Quote, so this was very much a sovereign AI ideology that we have here at Railtown and AIP as Canadian companies, to be able to provide as many of the most important services, tools, and frameworks that Canadian AI companies need and want, unquote. One presumes the regulators are all on board since the government's on board. With its AI platform and expanding network, with its AI-powered platform and expanding network, with its AI-powered platform and expanding network, Railtown is not only addressing the costly inefficiency of software development today, but shaping how AI tools will support the next generation of work in this vitally important industry. Then there's a picture of the rock star Corey Brandolini. And underneath the last page, there was a quote from Brandolini that said, Railtown and AIP's goal, it's a repeat of what I just read, but it's in big blue print. Railtown and AIP's goal, along with the Canadian government's AI program initiatives, is to build a strong Canadian ecosystem for Canadian companies. Does that sound like the regulators are going to deny this? Does that article, in fact, already sound like it's a completed acquisition? Railtown is now 49.7 to 51.5. Now the bid is 50.01, and the last trade 50.5016. The volume is 290,000 shares. On the sell side, that's probably 80 to 85% fake. Let's go to your comments. I hope I didn't miss any. Julie Kim, good morning. or good afternoon. Donna, hello, Donna. Hello, William and everyone. Louis Shotland. Hi, guys. Amy, Amy, Amy. Amy, Amy, Amy. Serenity now, serenity now. Attract me until it hurts to concentrate. Distract me, stops me doing work I hate. And just to show him how it feels, I walk by his desk in heels, one leg resting on the chair. From the side he pulls my hair. Although I've been here before, Amy, Amy, Amy. He's just too hard to ignore. Masculine, you spin a spell. I think you'd wear me well. Amy, Amy, Amy. Where's my moral parallel? It takes me half an hour to write a verse. He makes me imagine it from bad to worse. My weakness for the other sex, every time his shoulders flex, way the shirt hangs off his back, my train of thought spins right off track. Although I've been here before, Amy, Amy, Amy. Oh, he's just too hard to ignore. Masculine, he spins a spell. Yeah, I think he'd wear me well. Amy, Amy, Amy. So where's my moral parallel? His own style, right down to his diesel jeans. Immobile, I can't think by any means. Underwear peeks out the top. I'll let you know when you should stop. From the picture my mind drew, I know I'd look good on you. Although I've been here before, Amy, 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 you're too hard to ignore. Masculine, you spin a spell. I think you'd wear me well. Amy, Amy, Amy. So where's my moral parallel? Creative energy abused with all my lyrics go unused. And when I clock back, black hair, blue eyes, I drift off, I fantasize, although I've been here before. Amy, 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 he's just too hard to ignore. Masculine, he spins a spell. I think he'd wear me well. Amy, Amy, Amy. So where's my moral parallel? Amy Winehouse. Amy Jade Winehouse. Amy Jade Winehouse. Amy, Amy, Amy. Justin Babish. All right, Justin, let me add it in. That's a good job, Justin. It's a good job, Justin. $22,000. Bravo. That's a really good position. It's a really good position. DMAC. Hello, William. Thanks for all you do. Good to see you. Good to see you. All I know is all I get is negative feedback, but I appreciate your positive feedback very much. Justin Babish, does Railtown have quarterlies coming out soon? No. No, they don't. My guess is it'll be delayed. I think the quiet period will be delayed. I understand that people thought by my pointing out that this is going to take until September, that's why the stock was down. That's ridiculous. I made it very clear that even if this takes until September to conclude, I think the stock will be up in August. Let's just pick a time. Let's say it takes until September 8th to get this completed, second Monday of September. I think the stock will be at $1 by then. The stock is going up, in my judgment, not because of us, obviously, but because in Canada, a lot of people understand what the government's doing, what AI is. They know Corey Brandolini and Marwan Haddad, and even more so, they know John Ruffalo. Big money, big backers, big institutions all over the country in the technology space. There are regional institutions to develop AI backed by the government, backed by private equity, backed by money and investors, and this stock is going to go up. The attorneys are playing with fire. They believe they can suppress news by just saying, hey, there's a news blackout. But they don't know human nature. They don't know human nature. And so I think up in Canada, even if this takes 3 more weeks to complete, which I think is going to happen, it'll be the first or second week in September before you get anything, in my judgment. The stock is still going up next week, following week, and the first week of September. Why? Because in Canada, the whispers come out. Hey, I'm hearing, this stock, they're getting close, and the numbers look great. The numbers look big, and Brandolini and Haddad and others, Ruffalo and Nobrega and Core, they really got something. So I think the stock is going up. But I'm not here to blow smoke up your self. They didn't get it done this week. There's 3 more weeks in August. Let me just Google something for you. Let's just find out. How many weeks of vacation is taken in Canada? Per year. Oh, it's not as bad as I thought it was. In Canada, the minimum vacation time mandated by law is 2 weeks per year for most employees. However, after 5 years of continuous employment with the same employer, employees become entitled to 3 weeks of vacation. Some employers offer more than the statutory minimum, often increasing it with seniority. Some employers offer 4 weeks of vacation time after 10 years of service. Federal employees, including those in federally regulated industries, start with 3 weeks of vacation after 1 year. All right, let's do this. When do Canadians take their holiday? Oh, this might be better than I thought. Canadians celebrate several holidays through the year. This isn't what I wanted. So let me change that to, when do Canadians take their vacation? Canadians typically take their vacations during the summer months, especially July and August. Coinciding with school breaks. Many families plan trips around this time. The most popular time for Canadian vacations is summer, July to August. I'm sorry, I can't change behavior. I cannot change behavior. Which month is vacation in Canada? From July through August. So guys, I just alert you that one of the reasons this might not be completed as quickly as you and I want is vacation. But we don't have to worry about it. It's not bad news. I think the stock price is going to go up anyway. And at the same time, it could come any day. They could surprise it, and they could announce this is completed Sunday night. Who knows? I think it's better for our stress level and my gout if we just plan it's going to be September 15th. You know? Is that a Monday? No. That's a Saturday. No. It's a Monday, September 15th. Let's just plan it September 15th. Then we don't have to be shaken out. Then we don't have to get all anxious. We don't have to swing trade, whatever the hell that is. We don't have to day trade. We don't have to chart. We just buy our position and wait till September 15th. That gives the lawyers plenty of time to go on vacation and come back and do the job they want to get done. But I don't think, Justin, while the deal is pending, that any earnings are going to be announced. I don't know how they can announce it. I mean, I don't know, Justin. We'll find out. But the two companies could already be combined in terms of audits. We don't know. We just do not know. So I don't expect any earnings until they get the deal done. I think mid-September. But it's okay. We're not going anywhere. It's all good news. It's all good. I think Railtown will be 80, 90 cents a dollar over the next 2 weeks. Any buying will be met with very limited real selling. All selling will be fake. And I think up in Canada, Good news has a way of leaving people's mouths, whether or not they're supposed to keep it quiet. And I think it'll spread around. So I think the next 2 or 3 weeks are going to be very good for Railtown, regardless of when the attorneys finalize the documents. If that's the holdup. I don't know. Could be anything. Maybe they found out that Pierre Trudeau is really Pierre Castro, and they have to change all the signatures on all of the AI documents throughout the government. Who the hell knows? I don't know what's taking so long. So I think the way to just to stay calm, plan on September 15th. If it happens sooner, it's a nice surprise. But if it takes until then, hey, it's all right. We're fine. We're okay. We're not worried. We're calm. We're placid. We're peaceful. And we're ready for what happens after Labor Day in the AI 2.0 markets. Hey, Giuseppe, let me just see if there's any other. Energy Vault's up 3 cents. CJYL is up 3. No, it's up less than a penny. Fingers down less than a penny. G-Bucks is down a penny. Let's look at the exciting items. Mountain is down 50 cents. 13.58. I mean, that could be the one that works. You never know. Quantum was up earlier. It's up 2.88, but it was up yesterday before coming even. I'll show you some things on Quantum, but I personally wouldn't try to chase that. But I know you guys, you hear the siren call. Nixie's up 2 cents, 176. Anyway, let's go back to Railtown. It's down 3 cents. Well, no, it's down less than a penny. It's down less than a penny. And 0.0036. So it's at 50 cents. 50.01 is the bid. 51.49 is the ask. The volume is 290,000. Giuseppe, I've been accumulating. Wow, Giuseppe, that's a great position. 80,000 is fantastic, Giuseppe. That's a fantastic position. If I were younger, I'd marry your daughter because of your position. INGRAO. That's awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Good job, Giuseppe. Hey, Eddie. Eddie Eagles says, howdy, Dollar Bill. Hey, Fast Eddie. Giuseppe says, I can't call in and add anymore. Fidelity reps tell me that my portfolio is not balanced. So weird. Why the hell should you have a balanced portfolio? Balance this, pal. Call them up and say, you've got this stock in Canada. Buy it. RAIL. Well, you did what you could. You did it as far as you could. Just relax. Set it and forget it. It's a good position. 80,000 shares is an excellent position. Imagine that goes to $5. Just imagine. I mean, obviously that's my opinion, and I think it's going to happen quickly. I mean, it's a prediction, not a promise. But imagine from there, it goes to, if you can wait 18 months, 2 years, 2.5 years, and you don't get shaken out. And we have to watch out for things like the overall market, whether there's a bubble popping. We have to watch for all that. We're not there right now. But just imagine, if it goes 10x from there. It's a very nice position you have, Giuseppe. Very nice position. Hey, DMAC. Wow, that's a good one too. DMAC 16,524. Maybe we'll get back above yesterday's number. I double counted one guy. It's so annoying that I did that. Good job, DMAC. Fidelity cannot be trusted. E-Trade. Yeah, I like E-Trade. I don't know about Fidelity. A lot of the shares they're giving you, most of them, I would argue all of them, are security entitlements. So maybe Fidelity's worried because they're exposed in MMTLP and others. I don't know. Hey, Jim, YouTube user says, hello, William and all. Hey, Jim. Giuseppe says, Eddie, you're right. I don't trust any of them. When RLAIF binds its deal, they're going to have to pay us our money. Yeah. If possible, don't try. We have to try to adjust our emotion, our wiring, so that we're not viewing this as a win and we're going to get out and we're going to go into the new one that somebody brings us they don't even know anything about. Giuseppe, if this stock goes to $5, you have an enormous gain. If you flip out of it, you're going to, particularly if it's short term, you're going to have to pay taxes. And I'm not saying, that may be the right thing to do if you have something to spend it on, or, anyway, we're not there yet. But right now, my thinking is we hold it. And let's just say that Microsoft comes and buys the company. If Microsoft were to buy the company at $50, I don't think they'd sell it at $50, by the way. But if they were to sell it at $50 in Microsoft stock, that entire jump in value, you don't pay taxes on. I mean, you do when you sell Microsoft, but you get that gain in value without having to first pay taxes. It's an enormous tool or strategy to increase your financial account. It's a big deal. So I think turning this into a trading vehicle just because somebody comes on here and says he's a swing trader, I think it's a mistake. But anyway, you are correct. Clay Schoolfield, I bought. So you bought 100,000 in the first 30 minutes. So you now have, I thought you had a big position. I thought you already had 100,000. So you're now at 200? I'm not going to add that because I'm confused. I'll write it down, but I'm not going to add it to the total because I'm confused. I thought you already had 100,000. Maybe now you have 200. but I'll write it down with a question mark. It's a great position though. 100,000 is fantastic. Wow. It is a total of 200. Bravo. Each order filled in nanoseconds. So Clay, just two observations about that. I would also bet that if you put it in at the ask, you got it under the ask. The shorts, the criminals, the manipulators are giving you all the stock you want right now because they still think this is one of all the other stocks. They can drive it down. And bravo on you, Clay, because this morning you took advantage of their pressure. It's excellent. That is excellent. And by the way, that puts you in the top 10. It knocks Ted Williams out, I think. Ted Williams moves to number 11. You move to number 8. I'll have to make a new list. I'll do the top 11 to keep Ted Williams in it. I'll make it a top 11. But anyway, Clay, that proves my point, I think it does, that right now you can establish large positions for free. I mean, you just put it in, you get it because they're still selling. There will come a time, in my judgment, when the prime brokers and the stock loan desks say no more, no mas. We're not letting you create more shares out of thin air. And then institutions are buying, and you would never, I don't care what Platinum Blonde's confusion tells her, and Tony goes, yeah, right. You would never be able to buy 200,000 shares, let's say at $2 or at $5, if you had that money. So it's a beautiful thing that the stock is down. In my judgment, the stock is down. The stock is available because the criminals just have their computers set on create stock, sell stock that doesn't exist. Take advantage of it. I think that's great, Clay. 200,000 is mucho bueno. You're going to be very happy with that. I mean, I don't need to tell you what that is equivalent to if the stock goes to $5. And even at $5, that's not the trade. That's just where I think the stock should be right now, but for the suppression and but for the fact that it's on the restricted list for so many buyers. So good for you, Clay. Good for you. That's awesome. And you know what else? That's going to get us well back above. Yeah, that'll get us nicely above yesterday's number in terms of shares. So that's great, I think. Hey, Gary Madrill, good afternoon. Clay, William, I would not be surprised if the big delay in the LOI is Railtown is being bought out. Well, we have to admit that's possible. I don't want people to expect that, but it is possible. The question becomes, both for Railtown and AI Partners, did they get in both founding groups? Did they get in it to sell it quickly, or are they really trying to build something? But it could be both, you know. If I don't know, NVIDIA bought them out for stock, they could have a division, a Canadian division, and they could build that whole thing with all the resources of NVIDIA. And imagine if they have I don't know if NVIDIA runs data centers. I don't know, but the chips, it would be very powerful. But you're right. We do not know, Clay, and it's entirely possible that there's a bidding war for the company going on. But I don't want you planning on that. I personally don't think that's very likely, but it's not impossible. I think the delay is probably more about vacation, but it's more about Railtown having their legal counsel, which could be substantive, and their board and their big investors, then AI Partners having their legal counsel, which could be big, their board and investors, and then the regulators. I don't know if the exchange really gets involved or not, but they're an actor. Maybe the exchange is in there somehow. And then all the 165 companies, to varying degrees, at least they probably all have to say, you know what, we're part of the network and we agree to stay in the network. But it all is paperwork, and they all probably have attorneys. So I just think it's a nightmare, logistical nightmare, not an intentional delay or anything. You're just probably dealing with conceptually 100 to 200 or more human beings having to all get documents done and signatures done and agreements finalized and terminology accepted. I don't know. It could just be that too, and that's more likely than a buyout. But you're absolutely right. The way the market is going in the AI, as James Altucher calls it, 2.0, there are a lot of buyouts and there's a lot of acquisitions. There's a lot of offers being made. And if I were, they have 3 partners on their website, Microsoft, NVIDIA, and AMD. If I were one of those people, corporations, and Conductor is as good as it seems to be because John Ruffalo and Dr. Tom Core, 160 companies came, and then Railtown came, and they said, well, why don't you buy us? I think that confirms how good Conductor is. If I were one of those other companies, I'd want to buy it. I'd want to buy it. Act quickly. But we'll find out. I think your thoughts are correct, though. Steve, hi, Uncle Bill. Amo Bill. Ward Richardson always has positives. Ward Richardson, afternoon, William. I was digging around on Realbotics. It turns out they partnered with AI Partnership Corp on that date. The stock was 13 and it's gone up to 27 cents. Well, I'll write down Realbotics and we'll see what happens. Realbotics. What would be the reason it goes up 100%? One, it would be awareness across 165 companies and end users. That'd be one. Two, cross-selling of various products, theirs, to the end users of all the people. So that'd be the 2 reasons it could have gone up. I think the AI partnership gives it a lot of visibility. It also gives any company that joins it the potential of being rolled up, and obviously probably at a premium, to the upper company. Tony De Niro can't figure out how they're going to get it done, but I think John Ruffalo and Dr. Tom Core and Norbrega, as well as Brandolini and his team, can figure out how to get it done. And they're advised by Canaccord Genuity. So that's very interesting. Realbotics. We should do that. I assumed all the companies were private. See, you can't make assumptions since they partnered with them. Yeah. Increased visibility and increased revenues. Those are the reasons. Plus the charm, I guess, the potential that they're rolled up. They're one of the first ones rolled up. That's it, and that's a way. Maybe that's a way to add leverage to the play. I don't know. There's a lot of things we don't quite know. What is Rails Whisper? I have no idea. I think Railtown. I mean, I've showed you different guesstimates of revenue, but I think it's very easy. According to this research, last year, Railtown was getting $108 per user per year, 108. And if you assume they get roughly 3% of the 30 million users software, that's 1 million users at 108, that's 108 million. You can discount that. Yesterday I used 75 million. And if you use a multiple of 100 times in a valuation, not 150, which would be equally acceptable to use. But if you used a multiple of 100 times, 75 million, let me not embarrass myself because I always get the decimals wrong when I do it in my head. Yeah, 7.5 billion, and you use, let's say, 150 million shares outstanding. That's $50 a share, Justin. I have no idea what the Whisper numbers are. I don't care what the quarterly numbers are. I don't care about this hot money stuff. I don't care about swing trade, day trade. Hey, earnings came in, I don't care about any of that. And institutions are not going to care about that. Unless it breaks the story, they will. But I think Railtown will easily reflect at some point, 6 months from now, 9 months from now, a year from now, 75 million in annualized recurring revenue. And it doesn't have to be in the past. It can just be projected. And at a multiple of 100 times, not 150, which is the going rate for fast-growing startups right now, 100 times, you get $50 a share. That's just that's just Railtown, and that's Conductor, and that's just 1 million users. That's not that they create products or cross-sell. I mean, I just got that number as 3% roughly of 30 million, but you also can get it just there's 1 million users of GitHub. But it's all guesswork. I think it's reasonable, but we won't know until they get finished with the quiet period. That's just Railtown. You go to AI Partners, and I can't show it to you, but I can just repeat again that the information was on Twitter briefly, that AI Partners in February, the group, not the parent company, but the group, the network, collectively we're doing over 400 million in revenue, or call it 400 million in revenue across 160 companies. Another reason for the delay could be very wisely the principals are making sure that 80% of that revenue is locked up by making sure they have tight, mutually agreed, enforceable contracts with the top 20% of those 160 companies. That would be 32 companies. It's a lot of attorneys, a lot of documents. It would explain the delays. And it would also explain why they wouldn't want to announce anything, because they want to get all those deals agreed so that the criminals can't come and screw with the price to break up any of those deals, a la Logic. So I think the delays here, they are frustrating. It's certainly frustrating, but I think that the delay in and of itself is probably a good thing for your share value. And I would argue, Justin, that Railtown could have, using 100x, using 75 million as its annual recurring revenue sometime, let's say over the next 9 months or so, that becomes their forward projection. I think you'd use that same number for AI Partners, 75 million in revenue. Combined, 150 million. Combined at 100x, $100 a share. Now that's 9 months from now, 12 months from now, 18 months from now. So don't get all in because they want you moving your money, getting out. They want to earn their payday on another stock, or they just want, you're the only stock available. You're only stock available. If they shook 1 million shares out and they made a profit of 50 cents, that's a lot of squid that they make. That's their motivation. The short sellers. Ryan Sartell, does Railtown trade options in Canada? I don't think so. I don't think so. I guess we can check, but I really don't think so. No. At least when you look on Yahoo, nothing. So they don't trade options. It's up a penny in Canada to 70 cents. Which is worth 51 cents US Where's the stock trading? That's where it's trading. The bid is 50.01. The ask is 51.49. There could be some hedging, but hedging's not real shares. Nobody's selling. Dennis Alex. There is a person buying NetBridge shares as long as they are with AST now for $50 a share. NextBridge, you mean? Private sale, new info from last night. That's interesting. Somebody's buying NextBridge shares at $50 a share. I can't imagine why they'd pay $50. Unless it's a company like Fidelity or TradeStation who have who might have committed fraud and they've got to get out. They have to unwind their positions. Sounds like a really high price. On the other hand, if it's real, it's probably a low price compared to what they'd have to pay in by losing fraud. Fraud is really bad penalties and costs and all that. It's very interesting. I don't know who to ask. $50 a share, that's incredible. Incredible. Hey, Jack Hamilton. Good afternoon. Hey, Donna M. Donna says, hi, Jack. Jack Hamilton says, Dennis asks, first I heard of it. It raises some eyebrows. If anyone else hears anything, please share. Selling NextBridge for Railtown would be the way I would go. Yeah, it depends on how long it takes to get your money. Jack Hamilton says, if it takes a little longer for the deal to close for Railtown, so be it. I only have a few hundred to spare each paycheck. The longer they wait, the more I can add. Please add. All right, Jack. You guys are surprising the bad guys. Instead of selling, you're buying more. You're buying more. They can't believe it. You guys are weazened investors. New total 71,232. That's awesome. That's a great position. Has a great position. Jack Hamilton, Clay, 200,000. Nicely played, sir. I agree with him. Nicely played. Nicing played. Trading Secrets is selling NextBridge for $50 a share. He has a YouTube. All right, let me make a note of that. Trading Secrets. I don't believe it. If it's true, number one, that's a great price. But number two, probably means that there's more out there available than just $50. But Donna, I I can't conceive why they're doing that. But I don't know. I just don't know. Trading secrets. Donna says trading secrets reported they'll sell NBH at AST. Call AST. Okay. Donna, $50 a share. Wonder if I should call him now. It's called Equinity or something. Equinity. Completes acquisition of Notified, creating end-to-end investor relations and communications platform. Is that what we're in? Equinity? Oh, Lordy. Let's go to next bridge. Okay, here's the share transfer. Here's the call center. 1-800 937 5449.
Welcome to Share. Sorry, I didn't get that. Say or enter your social security number. If you need a moment to find it, say hold on or press star. You can also say representative or press 0.
Representative.
Please wait while I connect you with a representative.
Thank you.
Welcome to Shareholder Services. This call may be monitored or recorded. Please hold while we transfer your call to a customer service representative. At the moment, we're experiencing longer than usual wait times. Rather than waiting on hold, we can call you back when a representative is available. Would you like me to set that up? Press 1 for yes or press 2 for no. Thank you for waiting. Representatives are responding as quickly as possible.
That's great. Flying bus driver says, hello, Bill, added a few more. But I ain't no Clay Schoolfield. 55, 525. Awesome, 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 awesome. Jack's the one holding everything up. Jack's calling now. Mad Greek.
Calls are taken in the order received. The next available representative will respond to your call as soon as possible.
Thank you. Mad Greek. That's awesome. 106 784. As much as I'd like to buy more, I'd like it to run now. This beast to run now. I understand that feeling. Jack Hamilton. Okay, Donna. High call volume at AS2.
Thank you for your patience. Please remain on the line for a representative.
I typed in callback. Jack was smart. He didn't want to hear this exciting musical repertoire. Thank you again. Justin Babish. 2 reasons to buy Railtown. 1, invest. 2, William tells me good boy.
Our representatives are responding as quickly as possible. We appreciate
I'm sure
your patience.
they are. Dennis Alex, I have 3,000 in next year's. That'd be awesome. We'll see what they say if they answer. So Dennis Alex says, I have 3,000 shares of Nextbridge for 3 years. I'm ready to get my money and put it into Railtown.
Calls are taken in the order received. The next available representative will respond to your call as soon as possible.
I'm sure he will. Steve, I'm Uncle Bill's understudy. I do it for the future when Uncle Bill says people are going to call me sir. They are going to call you sir. Account settings. Somebody tried selling Nextbridge for $50, but they couldn't. Unfortunately, that's not the way to sell.
Thank you for waiting. Representatives are responding as quickly as possible.
Jack Hamilton. I just got off the phone with AST. They said they've heard no such thing. So the question is, do you really want to give up on this music? Or should I hang up? It's 0.501 to 0.514. 0.501 to 0.514. The volume is too...
Thank you for waiting. Representatives are responding as quickly as possible.
It's an emergency. All right, let me show you. You know what, Jack? I can't stand this music. I'm just going to hang up. We'll take your word for it, Jack, that they said they've heard no such thing. So it was just clickbait. It was just clickbait. I want to show you guys something. And what's that right there? I don't know what that is. I guess I'll have to. Wow, you sure have a lot of files. I knew it. Damn it. Always happens. Always happens. What is this? Oh, stupid joke. Somebody sent me. West Virginia in 1970 defeated William and Mary 43-7. Lou Holtz, who coached William and Mary, confronted West Virginia's head coach and accused him of running up the score. The coach told Holtz he would have had a closer game if he had recruited more William and fewer Marys. Swell. Swell, swell, swell. All right, I'm going to see if these all add. I understand that Tony De Niro is backing Quantum Biopharmaceutical, but of course he says he doesn't give advice. So in whatever fashion that he is backing it, if he is, I just want to call your attention to his advice to check the filings. And I can't read this, of course, it's so small, but this is the annual report for Quantum, cautionary note regarding forward-looking statements. And then here are some of the risks discussed, and the forward-looking statements, of course. Basically, forward-looking statements mean that anything that's being said might be untrue. Discussions concerning near-term funding, the company's plans to advance R&D, the application of costs associated with such trials, expansion of our product offerings, our business objectives, the FDA, company's focus on research and development, company's Lucid 21302, the company's intention to retain 100% of the rights to develop products for pharmaceutical medical use, the company's intention to maintain a portfolio of strategic investments through their Strategic Investments, Inc., the company's belief that its share price does not affect its current financial position. Agreements with investor relations companies will play a role in assisting the company to enhance market awareness, overall market growth rates, and company growth, the company's business plans and strategies and acquisitions, intentions with respects to an ability to execute company's growth strategies, future sales of company's products, future regulatory approval, sales of drugs and securing additional licenses, announcement of suppliers, manufacturing capacity, relationship with pharmaceutical licensors, relationship with employees and directors, company's competitive position in the industry, anticipated trends and challenges in the company's business, protection of the company's intellectual property rights, the effects of non-compliance with government regulations, the exercise of certain shareholder rights, statements with respect to future prospects the company pursues, if additional product and pipeline opportunities in certain therapeutic markets, future milestone payments, issuance of Class B subordinated voting shares, anticipated cash needs, and its needs in additional funding, amendment to its bylaws, consideration of cryptocurrencies. It says the annual report contains statements that include forward-looking. All statements other than statements of historical facts contained in this report are forward-looking statements. Many of the forward-looking statements contained are often but not always identified by words such as how, would, seek, anticipate, blah, 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 blah. So he hasn't pointed all this out to you. The company has made certain assumptions with respect to forward-looking statements regarding the company's ability to generate sufficient cash flow from operations and obtain financing. That's that going concern clause. The general economic financial market, the interest of potential purchaser in the product, the government regulation, timely receipt of regulatory approvals, our ability to obtain qualified staff and equipment, our ability to conduct operations in a safe, efficient, effective manner, our expansion plans and timeframe, our revenue growth and operating efficiencies, customer demand for customer products. The company may have ongoing patent protection, the sufficiency of budgeted capital expenditure, the availability and cost of labor, trends in the biopharmaceutical industry, there being no significant changes in regulatory, tax, and healthcare laws and regulations, absence of material change in competition, our ability to maintain our current strategic relationship with a bunch of people, our ability to protect and maintain our not infringe on intellectual property rights throughout the world, our ability to raise capital when needed in order to continue our product development programs, our ability to attract and retain employees, the company's ability to successfully develop new commercialized products, the impact of any future recall of the products, company's ability to promote and maintain products. Here being generally stable, the stable economic and financial conditions in Canada, the United States, and Australia, and globally. Cryptocurrencies having the ability to be both financial asset and potential mediums of exchange. Oh my gosh, all these things to worry about and to be alert about. Although the corporation believes the expectation assumptions on which the forward-looking statements are based are reasonable, undue reliance should not be placed on forward-looking statements because no assurance can be given that such statements will be proven correct. The success of our clinical studies, our ability to obtain regulatory approval, failure of our licensing partners, the ability of our competitors to discover, develop, or commercialize, our plans to research, develop, and commercialize, the occurrence of serious adverse, undesirable, unacceptable side effects, the acceptance by the FDA, our foreign private issuer status could be lost, our incorporation in Ontario, the limited operating history of the company's inability to file investigated new drug applications, the product candidates being the preclinical development stage, company's reliance on product candidates, the company's ability to identify, license, or deliver additional candidates, failure to achieve the degree of market acceptance. You can look these up on their filings. I'm just reading. Tony would make sure you'd look at all these things. Potential side effects, clinical trials, abandonment of product candidates, the ability to provide capital required for research, violation of laws, regulations, risks inherent in a pharmaceutical business. The company's inability to obtain or maintain regulatory approvals. Changes, whether anticipated in laws, regulations, etc. Uncertainty associated with insurance coverage. The effects of any public health crises. The price of our securities may be volatile. The inability to obtain required additional financing, the company's anticipated negative cash flow, the issuance of equity securities and outstanding Class B, the company's dual class or share structure, the market price of Class B subordinated voting shares, whether active trading market for the Class B will exist, the company's ability to maintain compliance with NASDAQ rules, the company's ability to identify and execute further acquisitions or dispositions, lack of dividends, reinvestment of retained earnings, if any, the company's reliance on management, key persons, reliance on contract manufacturing facilities, manufacturing problems that could delay the company's development, company's expected minimal environmental impact. Tony would want you to take all this into account. The company's ability to manage its growth effectively, the company's ability to realize production targets, supply chain interruptions, the company's ability to successfully implement and maintain adequate internal controls, the dependence of the company's openness in part on the maintenance of protection of its information technology, failure to execute definitive agreements, unfavorable public or consumer perception, reputational risks, the company's reliance on its own market research, competition from other technologies and pharmaceutical products, the company's ability to safely, secure, efficiently, cost-effective transport of products, liability arising from fraudulent or illegal activity, including non-compliance with regulatory, unforeseen claims against the company, reliance on single source suppliers, inability to obtain or maintain sufficient intellectual property protection, third party claims of intellectual property infringement, patent terms being insufficient to protect competitive position, inability to obtain patent term extension, inability to protect the confidentiality of trade secrets, inability to protect trademarks and trade names, filing of claims challenging the inventorship of the company's patents, invalidity and unenforceability of patents, claims regarding wrongfully used and disclosed confidential information, risk associated with the company's investments in various companies, inability to protect property rights. These are just some of the pages, by the way. There's more. Reliance on single source, blah, blah, blah. Filing claims challenging I already read that. I already read all that. Gives you a headache. But Tony would want you to think about all this. Risk related to our product candidates. We have limited operating history and funding, which may make it difficult to evaluate their products. We are relying on another product. The company may or may be unable to raise capital necessary for it to exercise its strategy on favorable terms. Drug development is highly uncertain. Risk related to the pharmaceutical business. We rely on a UHN license. We rely on Epitech license agreement. We face significant competition for our drug. Psychedelic and psychedelic impaired drugs may never be improved. The loss of a single source supplier. We currently rely on or expect to continue to rely on third parties to conduct our drug trials. Our service providers or any third party manufacturers may fail to comply with regulations. The FDA may not accept our data. If and when we do research on psychological drugs, they may never be approved. Related to our IP, we may be unable to obtain and maintain sufficient IP. Third-party claim of IP infringement. If we're unable to protect the confidentiality of our trade station secrets, it could suck. Risk related to our cryptocurrency corporate treasury function. Our treasury holdings in cryptocurrencies will be liquid, less liquid than cash. Cryptocurrencies, including those we hold, are regarded highly volatile assets. Cryptocurrencies are novel assets. Crypto treasury strategy has not been tested over any long period of time. Our ownership of cryptocurrencies can have a negative, an impact on accounting methods. These aren't even all of the points. General corporate risks, macroeconomic pressures in the market in which we operate, lasting effects of COVID epidemic or outbreak of infection, inflation, stagflation, all that kind of stuff. The company operates in a highly regulated industry and subjects to a wide range of federal, state, local laws. Any significant interruption in supply chain, future sales or issuance of equity securities, and the conversion of outstanding securities in the Class B subordinated voting shares could decrease the value of the Class B subordinated voting shares. Dilution. The company dual class security structure has the effect of concentrating voting in one group. A decline in the general economic. We may lose our status as a foreign private issuer. There can be no assurance that we will be able to comply with continued licensing. The company is currently party to several legal proceedings. We are a passive foreign investment for U.S. federal income tax purposes. Yeah, it sounds like a dilution of the percentage ownership of shareholders. You can look that up. I don't want to read it all. It hurts my eyes. We could lose our status as a foreign private issue under current SEC rules and regulations. There can be no assurance we'll be able to comply with the continued listing requirements of NASDAQ or the CSE and so on. You can look it all up. So anyway, I just did what Tony would do. He'd tell you to make sure you look up the filings. Marty Patton. Mary Patton. Hi, Mary Patton. I just was wearing my glasses and my eyesight is... Woo, woo. Mary Patton, yay. Old Ironsides. I'm new to this. Excellent. 3,250. Excellent, 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 Mary Patton. Bravo. Northeast Iowa. Just got done picking green beans. When I was picking the last green bean, I bought 625 shares. Awesome. Just remember, Northeast Iowa, Jimmy Rogers says, in the future, farmers will drive Maseratis and stockbrokers will drive taxis. Just remember that. The stock is 50 cents, 50 cents to 50.69, 5,940 on the bid, 20,000. I'm sure it's not real to sell. Even if it's a hedging strategy, it's not real shares. 18,000 shares just went off at 50.16. YouTube user, hello, William and all. Expensive beans. Beans, the magical fruit. The more you eat, the more you toot. The more you toot, the better you feel. So eat your beans at every meal. Giuseppe and Grau. My strategy is to keep accumulating until they finalize. After the price jump, I will slice off 15 to 20% to take care of family expenses. I'll ride the rest out. That's good. As good a strategy as can be. Okay, as good a strategy as can be. My hope is that it changes the lives for all good people here in this community that you built. Well, I think you guys built it, and I know we're all working hard at it. You guys have to put up with me, and I'm trying to do my best to keep you in here. I like to say it slightly differently. I hope it strengthens our financial accounts and maybe gets us back out of the red into the green from all these other stocks. And that would be a normal, like venture capital result or private equity result. You invest in, I don't know, a dozen, 15 companies, and mixed results to disaster in most of them. But that one makes you a hero. And I hope it's this one. I hope the 10X it's according to me, it's a projection, but I think that 10X is going to bring a lot of people into the green. And then from there, I would expect a further 10X. But we might have to wait for it. It might be 18 months, 24 months. But as soon as they're able to release information and talk about it, I think you're going to be more comfortable seeing it my way. It's 0.5004 by 0.522. 335,000 shares. Last trade 50.45. 2 minutes to go. See if there's any trading. 600 shares went off at 50.45. 1 minute to go probably now. It still says 2, but we're probably pretty close to it changing. 0.5008 for 10,000 shares. 7,000 for sale at 52.2. There's a big buyer. 60,000 shares and now 10,000. Now it's 1 minute to go. Jack says amen. Giuseppe Ragazzo says scammer. And I think that's about all we need to ever hear from him again. Vito, I'm new to this. Anybody got a track record on this guy or channel? It's 0.5005, 0.5008, 0.5007, 60,000 at 0.5004, and it closed at 0.5045, down 0.0007, and they didn't do any more trades. The volume 335,094. Nixie's up 1. Quantum, I guess, closed up on the day. It was $3.20 up. Mountain was down 44 cents at 13.64. Um, Energy, whatever that is, was up 5 cents at 145. ZJYL was up a penny. No, it's up 2 pennies at 65.8. G-Bucks was up 6.5 cents at 72.5. I think that's enough of checking the other stocks. So Railtown closed essentially at 50 cents. All right, so this guy Vito is probably just a shill, but Vito, I've been doing this for, I don't know, 3 or 4 years. I think naively early on, I believed a short squeeze story based on my experience, but also on what I was being told. And I did for a period of months show what could happen in a squeeze situation for finger motion, GTII, and maybe CRTD. I do believe all 3 of those stocks had their chance. I'm not going to go through it, but the system basically interrupted if any squeeze was in process, which I think it was. In at least 2 of those, the system, you guys interrupted it. So there was a chance for people to get out at 10, 20, 30 times their money, depending on which stock. But most people hung on for the dream of much higher levels. So I think those have all been pretty, for the most part, disastrous. I did start telling people to get out in my own fashion. Now I'm blunt, but I thought I was being clear of GTII. I was right about that, but I was wrong in recommending Logic before it split into 2. I think Logic was attacked by you guys via Aubrey Advisors and Chadron. So that's not a very good track record. Logic's a disaster. I think I've made some calls on silver, the overall market, that have been 100% correct. I made trading calls on finger and on options and on GME when it was trading the last time Roaring Kitty was there, that have been 100% correct. But I think overall, anybody trading in what I would call these manipulated stocks over the last 2 or 3 years, and I haven't recommended them, but I have followed them. I've had guests on anything from CRTD to COSM to UNLV or whatever that's CLNV to Wolf, even WULF, to none of them have worked. They all run up, and then the short selling comes in. I no longer believe that the short squeezes happen as a matter of course. I do not believe Wall Street buys in failures to deliver ever, unless the price gets out of hand. But so the track record following these manipulated stocks, I think, has been just short of disastrous. Railtown is not one of these manipulated stocks, and I would submit to you, even if you ascribed that entire record to me, which I think is unfair, but if you did it, Railtown's a different issue. It doesn't matter what my track record is. What matters is what's the story for Railtown. And Vito, if you're short Railtown, your bashing tricks, your FUD tricks may work a little bit, over the next 3 weeks, but at some point, it's all over for you, my friend. It's all over for you. So you can come in here and question my track record. I think most of these stocks suck, and most of them people are going to lose money in if they keep playing. I no longer believe that there's any edge at all to listening to any, hey, Goldman's doing this, hey, a big millionaire there, hey, this thing's happening there, we're going to get buyers here. Why, Vito? Because I think you guys control the criminality and the shorting. So I no longer think that it's advisable to trade any of these other stocks. Any of them. But I think Railtown's the way out. Railtown is priced at 50 cents because, I mean, this is my opinion, because the shorting going on suppresses the stock price. Also in Canada, where the stock trades, nobody can buy it. That matters. All the insiders, all the big investors, all the people that know owners, all the big institutions, all the clients at Canaccord, institutional and retail, they're precluded from buying it. Or it hasn't been pitched to them. It's in a quiet period. It's a 6-month quiet period. So I think you may be able to convince people somewhere, somehow, that my track record matters, or that you could compare Railtown to the shitty track record of all these other stocks. But I would submit to you, Vito, my track record doesn't matter, although it's better than yours. And my track record, well, I don't do the cheating. So if you leave your cheating out, mine is better than yours. But it doesn't compare to all the, Railtown's not the same as all these other stocks. It's stuck in limbo right now because they haven't finalized their agreement, but it's pretty clear that agreement's going to be completed. It's pretty clear with the news announcements, the article I just read. So I think you're gonna be stuck in this one, and you're going to experience massive losses, unrecoverable losses. You won't be able to drive it back down. Institutions will buy this stock, they'll put it away, and for the next 18 months to 24 months, at least in this part of your portfolio, you're going to be living through some tough times, my friend. But thank you, Vito. Thank you for your question. What is my success rate? My success rate, I would say my success rate is it's irrelevant to investing in Railtown. I have no idea. I don't keep track. Finger went from 20 cents to $17. Pretty good. It went from $1 to $10. Pretty good. GTII went from 40 cents to $9. Pretty good. CRTD went from pennies to 240, 250. Pretty good. Silver went from 25 to 40. Pretty good. I've been calling for the stock market to make new highs for over a year, but the last few months, even when it corrected, it's been doing it. Pretty good call. I've called trading on Finger when it was the last few months. I told people to sell. Ham said it's going to 3,500. I said, why don't you sell? And probably you can judge the result. So I don't know what my success rate is, Vito, but what's your real name? And how do you get paid? And who's sitting across the table from you, Vito? Autumn. Better question to ask is, what is John Ruffalo's success rate? He backed Constellation Software. It went from 25 million to 100 billion in valuation. John Ruffalo, he's involved here. What is Corey Brandolini's success rate? He backed at least 2, if not more companies, one of which was sold to Microsoft. Those are better questions to ask than who cares about my track record? Vito. While on them. 39150. That's awesome. Enjoying my show. Oh God, let's go through Vito. I see people adding Railtown right, left, and center. I mean, 100K of a stock and all, that's like 60 grand. Actually, it's closer to 50 grand. Is this place here for real? That's massive. Yeah, Vito. This place is for real. And I don't think your FUD stirring is going to work here. You're new, of course, because you're being paid to pop in and you're sitting with a group of people laughing and giggling. But you know what? Enjoy your life. Really enjoy it, because it's so meaningful. So meaningful. Yes, we currently own, Vito, we currently own over 10 million shares in this group of Railtown AI Technologies. The insiders and closely held, my understanding is they own 50 million shares, maybe more. And then there's a group of investors of various places that own 30 million shares. So there's something like 80 million shares out of the 100 million outstanding, not outstanding, the float, that are closely held, and you can't shake the tree. I know you want these shares. They're not coming to you, pal. They're not coming to you. So I would ask the question, wow, you're short millions of shares of Railtown? That's massive. Are you for real? Vito, this is an OTC stock, and this guy writing it down what everyone is claiming to have bought. Yeah, I'm not saying this is audited. This is just what we're doing to kind of know. I'm not saying this is perfectly accurate. Odds are it's lower than the total, because not everybody's saying it. It's not an over-the-counter stock, Vito. I think you need to go do some homework. Of course, you're doing this over hundreds of companies. This is not an over-the-counter stock. It's part of the CSE 25. It's one of the top 25 companies on the Canadian Stock Exchange. That's a measure that fluctuates, but that's where they are, on the Canadian Stock Exchange. For American investors, it trades on the over-the-counter, but it's a Canadian Stock Exchange stock. So you don't know what you're talking about. So, wow. Double T's are an unusual spelling of the name Vito. That's true. Vito. Is it for real? I mean, everyone here is hiding behind a screen. How are we to believe this? What? What? What screen am I hiding behind? I mean, I guess if you say you're watching me on a monitor screen, but I'm not hiding. You see my name. I don't see your name. You're just here to FUD. It's not going to work, pal. It's not going to work. I don't know if you're a day trader. and you're just trying to nip a few pennies out of the market, or if your paymasters are really short. There's 46 million shares that were established as short positions. Obviously, we don't know how many have been crossed. That's a big position, Vito. Good luck getting out. Because as soon as this MOU is completed, the quiet period ends. And you're going to see buying that makes your selling look really foolish. Vito, is there any validation to any of these? What? I've read, there's several premises for the investment. The entire macro view of AI 2.0 being transformational. I've shown people videos from James Altucher from the Morgan Stanley research arm talking about AI 2.0, although I think that's James's moniker for it, and how transformational this technology will be. Secondly, I've shown videos from Corey Brandolini from a year ago, 2 separate videos, which you can follow if you care to follow, talking also about the overall market, but talking about what Railtown AI is. I've shown in the press what buyouts of management and buyouts of AI 2.0 companies and the multiples paid versus revenue. I've shown the historic numbers, and I've shown current things where it's in, as they say in the press, in a frenzy. I've tried to show where, and I have shown, where Wall Street is rallying money into pools of money to go into AI 2.0 companies. I've shown articles on John Ruffalo and AI Partners and his other partners, and shown the strength and the respect that John Ruffalo has, who backed Constellation Software for 25 million. It's now worth 100 billion, and they're probably going to follow the same model. I've given people the information on OMERS, the Ontario Municipal Employees Retirement System, and their strength of investing. And I've shown people that AI Partnerships has these 160 companies in it that are going to be rolled up. And of course, I can't prove it until the quiet period is over, but that represents 400 million in revenue. I've shown that Railtown has partnerships with Microsoft, NVIDIA, and AMD. We've shown the news stories that Railtown has announced, I think 5, it might be 4, 5 enterprise sales agreements. Of course, the revenue's not in it because they're in a quiet period. I've tried to show that Railtown has 4 products. At least one of them is revolutionary. It's first to market. It's world class, and it is proprietary. And obviously, John Ruffalo, Mike Norbrega, and Dr. Tom Core agglomerated 164 companies in their network. The 165th, they said, "You've got this product, Conductor? It's amazing. Let's merge. Why don't you buy us out?" I think that's all the confirmation and validation you need, Vito. Jack, Donna says, Jack, watch the last week of YouTube Trading Secrets. MMTLP info is at the end of the video. I asked them to send me share ownership paperwork. An attorney will have to handle the transaction. Yes, I think that makes sense, Donna, because if someone sold the shares, they probably do not transfer out immediately. So there's a possibility that, quote unquote, a settlement would come in, and you could have sold your shares for $50 and then received the settlement, which I assume would be greater than $50, although I find it hard to believe. So that person that bought your shares would be out of luck. So that's why it has to go through attorney. It has to be an enforceable contract, and it probably has to be notarized. It probably has to be recorded at a courthouse as well. It's got to be almost automatic so that the buyer gets the benefit of a better settlement without having to chase you down or sue you for your shares. So that makes sense what you're saying, Don, that an attorney will have to handle it. Yeah, I knew a guy named Vito, and he ate a lot of rigatoni. It's what Giuseppe says. Yeah, we don't need a lot of linguine in here slowing us down. Jack, they're sending me share ownership transfer paperwork. So who do you call, Donna? I mean, I would do that if it's done quickly. Seriously, is this YouTube person giving assurance? I mean, I see many of you telling him you bought 1,000 of Railtown. Yeah? Your point, Vito? What's your point? Seriously, what's your point? I see your name. I don't know who you are. And you seem to be giving what? What are you adding? Nothing. That's really a lot of money. Oh, yeah? You know what? Vito, if we have 10 million, it's actually 10.7 million. But if we have 10 million shares at 50 cents, that's a lot of money. It's $5 million. But what if it goes to $5, Vito? We're going to have what? 50 million. Yeah, you're right. And where are you going to be? Upside down. What if this goes to $50? What will we have? Vito? Vito, what if this goes to $50 in 18 months? What will we have? Are you kidding me? We'll have $500 million? Vito, I don't know where you're going to be. Seriously, you could lose a lot of money, Vito. People here are behind a screen. Who is to believe what? And thus guy, William, writing down everyone's so-called purchases. Yeah, we'll check it out. We'll find out if our so-called purchases bite you in the ass, Vito. Giuseppe says, Vito, we all know you're here to bash, but as a friend, have you seen the due diligence? We all know what we have here. You know what I'd say, Vito, as a friend? Your mouthwash ain't cutting it. Eddie Rawlings, once they can share their revenue projections, we may be surprised how quickly it grows. Yes, that's correct. As they hit those forecasts, the sky may be the limit. I don't know. You know, some people say to me, this is like NVIDIA. I'm not positive that you're going to see a buyout at some gigantic number like, you know, NVIDIA or something. But I think you could see a buyout in the, I don't know, why, let's give a wide range, 150 to 300 range. And it might, if there's two bidders, it might go higher. I mean, just to put some parameters on it, if Microsoft spent 1% of its market cap in shares, they use their shares as currency, they would give us a valuation of 40 billion. And if we assume 150 million shares outstanding, and these are rough numbers, that's $266 a share. That's that would cost them 1% of their market cap. Or NVIDIA. You know, those two are both in the $4 trillion range. So I think a $250 buyout price down the road, a lot of information to come, a lot of execution, a lot of growth in revenue, a lot of proof of concept. But let's say 18 months to 24 months, it's possible. That's not what I want you, getting caught up in, though, right now. Giuseppe, sorry everyone for taking the bait. These guys are getting me going every time. Don't worry about it, Giuseppe. I'm the one that takes the bait. Vito, Vitto. Seriously, people, I've been to many YouTube stock channels. You have? You have? Do you have one? Do you start one? Nobody does this. Nobody tells the host they bought this and bought that without validation. We're not here trying to validate what each person has. That's not it, Vito. I'll tell you what, if you're short, you're hoping to shake this tree, good luck. And if you want to say that number's incorrect, I would argue it's incorrect on the low side just as much as it is on the high side. But I'm not, who cares about validation, Vito? Are you just being argumentative because you have an innie now? You're so nervous you have an innie? Vito, seems like the host is luring by having people write purchases live here. Is this even legal? Leave it alone if it's true or not? Who cares, Vito? Who cares what you're saying? Anyone seriously can respond kindly to me? No, Vito, you've had some responses. Kindly is probably the least likely way anybody's going to respond to you. Vito, no ill intent, please. You're such a sweetheart. Vito, am here for education and purpose, but find this place incredible. That's a first. Oh, Lordy. G Diddy, add another 5K. Everybody's taking advantage of the sale price. G Diddy added 5K. Good for you. It's a good job, G Diddy. DB, I went on Traderverse. Traderverse, trading platform owned by Jay Foster Alversity, maybe future GTO. The only company I cannot find is Railtown. Does not show on this platform. Very strange. His company is Traderverse. I don't know what to say to that. I don't know why they wouldn't. Is this me? William likes to get railed. Well, I like Railtown, you're right. I don't know what you mean by railed. My name and face explains it well. William likes to get railed. I like to get railed and take a trip to Pound Town, like how Railtown will go all the way downtown. The maturity, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to be in with these guys, it's not real investing. And that includes all the stocks brought to you that are manipulated. You're exposed to this. If you want to keep doing it, it's not professional, it's not investing, and these guys are brain dead. Brain dead. They don't care about you. finger up my ass. Vito, you want to know his track record? Here it is, piece of shit. Okay, that's great. Looks like we're over the target. Backdoor braggadocio. Why is the volume on Railtown so anemic despite its bullish sentiment from top figures such as yourself? Well, I'm not a top figure. And backdoor braggadocio, I know you have to hop around to your 100 stocks that you're trying to steal the market cap from. But in this case, Railtown announced on February 11th that they were going to acquire AIP partnerships. Let's just go ahead and read it, because you're obviously ill-informed and you seem to care about it. This is from Yahoo Finance. You can get the news stories there. So it's published news story, goes out on the newswire. 5 months ago. Next week, it'll be 6 months. Railtown AI Technologies announces Memorandum of Understanding to acquire AI Partnerships Corp. February 11th, 2025. Railtown AI Technologies, Inc. is pleased to announce it has executed a Memorandum of Understanding for the acquisition of AI Partnerships Corp., a Toronto-based company that has established an affiliate network of over 160, primarily North American, AI, software as a service companies who provide AI-based vertical market solutions and AI development and management tools. The acquisition will create a dynamic organization that drives substantial revenue growth and scales enterprise AI solutions worldwide. AIP's affiliate network operates in 13 countries and delivers AI-based solutions to a diverse client base across multiple industries, including fintech, healthcare, manufacturing, and supply chain management. In addition, it serves sector agnostic applications as well. The combination of Railtown AI and AIP is expected to provide both organizations with an opportunity to leverage Railtown's AI Conductor product as a platform of choice for AI application development by AIP's current and future affiliates and their end users. One of the fundamental objectives in the establishment of AIP's affiliate network was to allow AIP to identify and acquire the best affiliates as part of a broader strategic roll-up strategy. The transaction is expected to provide the resulting entity the benefit of capital and structure and all that as it executes its affiliate acquisition strategy. AIP's established affiliate network provides a significant opportunity AIP's established affiliate network provides a significant opportunity to grow recurring revenue streams through affiliate acquisitions by buying the companies, which could be enhanced by deploying Railtown AI's proprietary technologies across the affiliate network and its customers. Key drivers of revenue growth include acquiring the affiliates. The company plans to acquire select high-performing affiliates, and as a result of combining their product offerings, will provide a rich suite of vertical market AI-based applications and development tools in order to meet the needs of enterprise clients. 5 of those deals have been announced, although the revenue hasn't because it's in a quiet period. Platform integration. Railtown AI's Conductor platform could streamline AI's development for affiliates and their enterprise clients, increasing adoption and productivity. Expanded partnerships with relationships already in place with major technology partners, including the Montreal AI Learning Group, MILA, AMII, another AI think tank, Microsoft, NVIDIA, AMD, and UBC. The company will continue to leverage these partnerships to accelerate enterprise sales and product innovation. Recurring enterprise revenue. The integration of AI-based vertical market applications along with AI development and management tools and services across the affiliate network is anticipated to drive strong recurring revenue growth from long-term enterprise clients. Quote, "This acquisition represents a transformative moment for both Railtown AI and AI Partnerships Corp. By combining our Conductor platform with AIP's extensive affiliate network and enterprise partnerships, we are creating a powerhouse that will drive significant revenue growth and deliver innovative AI solutions to businesses worldwide. The opportunities ahead are immense. The opportunities ahead are immense. The opportunities ahead are immense. We are poised to expand our reach, scale enterprise sales, and accelerate innovation across industries. Together, we will shape the future of AIs in ways that unlock long-term value for our shareholders, customers, and partners," unquote, said Corey Brandolini, CEO of Railtown AI Technologies. That's the top figure, not me. Quote, "From its inception, AIP set out to assemble the largest network of AI solutions organizations that provide a diverse package of AI solutions that meet the needs of enterprises in industry sectors that realize significant return on investment from the adoption of AI-based application solutions. We, at AIP, we found Railtown's Conductor had broad relevance We found Railtown's Conductor had broad deployment relevance across the entirety of our network. With the combination of Railtown and AIP, we are excited to actualize our public market vision as we seek to commence with an aggressive, targeted affiliate acquisition mandate upon the conclusion of this exciting transaction, unquote, stated Dr. Tom Core, CEO of AI Partnerships Corp. To facilitate the acquisition transaction, Canaccord Genuity Corp has been engaged as exclusive financial advisor and lead agent to the company in connection with the acquisition transaction and any concurrent financing. Both companies are working toward finalizing a letter of intent to formalize the acquisition in the coming weeks. The acquisition is expected to position the company to capitalize on the rapidly expanding demand for AI solutions in key sectors. The ability to provide enterprise clients with a fully integrated suite of AI tools and services ranging from services, software applications to advanced development platforms gives the organization a strong competitive advantage in both domestic and international markets. The leadership teams of Railtown AI and AIP are aligned in their vision to create long-term value through technology innovation and enterprise revenue growth. Here's the team at AI Partnerships, backdoor braggadocio. I'm glad you get your happiness in the back door. Michael Nobrega, former president and CEO of the Ontario Municipal Employee Retirement System, OMERS, one of Canada's largest pension funds, I think it says, with more than $100 billion in assets under management. Michael previously served as president and CEO of OMER's wholly owned subsidiary, Borealis Infrastructure Management. That is a top figure, not me. Dr. Tom Core, former president and CEO of Ontario Centres of Excellence for 10 years, previously held the joint positions of president and CEO of the Accelerator Center at the Waterloo Research and Technology Park and associate vice president of commercialization at the University of Waterloo. That is a top figure, not myself. Patrick Horgan, entire professional career at IBM for AI. Entire professional career at IBM, and at the time of his retirement in 2017, was COO of IBM Canada. During this period, he was responsible for the successful implementation of the AI and high-performance computer initiatives with the government of Ontario. That is a top figure, not me. John Ruffalo, founder and managing partner at Mavericks Partners Equity, founder of OMERS Ventures, an organization that he ran for 8 years. OMERS Ventures is the venture capital arm of OMERS Pension Fund. During his leadership, OMERS Ventures invested over $500 million of capital in 40 disruptive technology companies across North America, including in Shopify, Hootsuite, Desire to Learn, Hopper, Wattpad, and Lead. That is a top figure, not myself. They have a bunch of advisors. Ray Tangeray, Toyota Engineering, bunch of awards. Cameron Schuler, where he was an executive director of AMII. Ted Zylowski. These are top figures, not me. Keith Thomas, operating 30 years operating and financing companies, CEO of companies and professor. Top people, not me. Sherry Shannon Vanstone, Gary Chan, Mark Ellington, Stephen Cuthrell, Bob Albert, Dorian Marquez, Nicholas Kroenke. That's it. Those are top people, not me. That is AI partnerships. Here's Railtown AI, co-founder Marwan Haddad. 25 plus years of software development experience, 10 years leading and building engineering and product development teams, former CTO and vice president of engineering for a global prop tech platform, RESAAS, launched platforms for Fortune 500s, including Microsoft and Starbucks. Marwan Haddad has over 25 years of software development experience in addition to 10 years of experience leading and building high-performance engineering and product development teams. He was Chief Technology Officer and Vice President of Engineering for RESAAS, a global award-winning prop tech cloud platform. Prior to RESAAS, Marwan was a software consultant and solutions provider with a wide range of local and international companies. He also has experience setting up teams and building applications and platforms on time and on budget. He has led development efforts in teams and has launched several platforms for Fortune 500 companies, including Microsoft and Starbucks. Marwan holds a Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering and has completed several advanced MIS courses. He is actively involved in the University of British Columbia Computer Science and Engineering mentorship programs. That is a top figure, not me. That's a top figure. This is Railtown. Corey Brandolini, co-founder, CEO, and director. 30 plus years of experience as founder and investor in software companies. 20 years in investment banking. including Octagon Capital and Golden Capital. Helped raise $150 million for private and public tech companies. Former partner of T-Leo Inc., which was acquired by Microsoft. Corey Brandolini has over 30 years of experience as founder, partner, angel investor, financier, and advisor to disruptive high-growth software companies, 30 years within the technology industry. His wealth of capital markets experience includes helping raise well over $150 million for private and public technology companies. His 20 years of experience in investment banking industry includes time with Octagon Capital and Golden Capital. Corey was also previously partner of VoIP telephony company T-Leo Inc., which was acquired by Microsoft. A director of cross-platform cloud storage application Delivio Inc., also acquired. A co-founder of PropTech cloud platform Resos Inc., which has over 400,000 subscribing realtors worldwide, and a collaborative supporter of major brands like Remax and Keller Williams. That is a top figure, not myself. That is a top figure, not myself. Dr. Elliot Holtham. Dr. Elliot Holtham has a wide range of experience in natural sciences, engineering, and technology. While he has a passion for developing innovative technology, his strong work ethic and competitive drive have also enabled him to advise and lead groups to success. Elliot was co-founder, CEO, and COO of Extract AI, a machine learning company that was acquired by Patriot One Technologies on the TSX. He has a PhD in geophysics from the University of British Columbia and was awarded Canada's most prestigious graduate scholarship, the Vanier Canada Graduate Scholarship. Elliot has co-authored over a dozen published scientific articles and has spoken at technical conferences around the world. He owns an MBA from the IE Business School in Madrid, where he was on the Dean's List and graduated from UBC's Engineering Physics Department with distinction. That is a top figure, not myself. Kevin O'Deal, co-founder of Railtown and advisory chair. Kevin O'Neill has over 35 years of experience in technology investing, advisory, and leadership. He was formerly the CEO of Extract AI, which was recently acquired by Patriot One Technologies. Toronto Exchange, the symbol, by the way, is XTRA. Kevin was also an investment banker at Merrill Lynch. That is a top figure, not myself. Andy Moak, expertise in mobile development, system design, product management, subscription platforms, ed tech, ad tech, mobile tech, and web tech. He's the Senior Vice President of Product Development. He has a proven track record in IP generation, execution, and management. Commitment to analytics, results-oriented decision-making. Matthew Bolton, VP of Engineering, 20 years of developing applications and software for some of the world's biggest companies: Microsoft, Pfizer, P&G, Remax, Electric Arts, Samsung, Home Depot, WWF, and Air Canada. 10 years developing scalable apps using AWS and Microsoft Azure clouds. Yemi Bueza, lead software engineer, 19 plus years of tech development experience. Former senior software engineer at Barley, senior software engineer for esports platform Battlefy, software developed senior advisor at Dell, and senior front-end engineer for PropTech cloud platform RESAAS Inc. lead software engineer. Chris Gerard, senior software engineer. Former front-end engineer and senior front-end developer for PropTech cloud platform Resource Inc. Former senior front-end engineer at route planning and efficiency optimization software company Railtown. Rebecca Kurzweil, investor relations, 10 plus years experience in capital markets, founder and CEO of Small Cap Communications, a leading North American marketing and communications group, leverages extensive network of financial partners and service providers. Paul Woodward, CFO, 30 plus years of experience in the capital markets, former managing director of investment banking for Haywood Securities, president of Conation Capital Corp., a venture capital investor in early stage blue sky opportunities, advisors and directors. Dr. Eldad Haber, professor of computational sciences and an NSERC industrial research chair at the University of British Columbia. Co-founded Extract AI, which was acquired by Patriot One Technologies. Written widely adopted commercial software packages over the last 20 years. Ali Sinawi, capital markets advisor, capital markets professional since 2005. Helped raise over $100 million for private and public companies. Managing director of Vancouver-based capital markets advisory firm specializing in marketing and financing micro to mid-cap companies. Rob Goring, director, serial entrepreneur and seasoned technology executive. 25 years of experience leading early stage and high growth technology companies. Founder and CEO of cybersecurity company Wizard AI. Ana Marie Parente, director, VP of Human Resources at SureWorks Global. Leads HR functions at SureWorks and related companies across Canada, the United States, and Europe. Those are all top figures, not myself. So, backdoor, I'm sure that your efforts at tearing me down are probably successful. Who am I? I'm just somebody that has done due diligence on Railtown. Those are the people you're up against, my friend. Those are the people you're going to be shelling the money back to as the stock goes up. Good luck. Lion handball. The Bulls are not in Railtown anymore. They're all going back to ZJYL. Really? 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 They are? ZJYL, what is it? A short squeeze play. Go ahead if Lion handball you want to do that. But nobody here's going back to ZJYL. Finger up my ass. By the way, how's the finger up your ass doing? Your previous darling. Nice dirty hairy line, Steve says. Please delete these shills. I will. Giuseppe Ingrao, patience everyone. Soon the scores will be settled with Barzini, I can't say it. Taglia, Quino, and Strassi. The first one that comes to you, he will be the one. I knew along it was Branzini. Taglia. Lion handball, yikes. Lion handball, LOLOL. Backdoor braggadocio. Thank you for your detailed answer. I do see why the bullishness is so warranted. Oh, so now you're trying to pretend to be friendly. Hey, so now what? Bill and gang and DB. We are getting attacked by shills and shorts today. Very good news. it means they're in trouble and scared about Railtown. Yep, I think that's right. So mature. That's what I like, is the maturity. The maturity of these guys. They got all right, I think I got everyone. I think I got them taken care of. All right, so it's 5 o'clock. I wish I could tell you that it was going to get finished in August. It may well. It could be finished this weekend. But I think if we can plan on tempering our expectations and say it's going to be 4 more weeks, then we don't have to get stressed out. But it could be any time, frankly. Um, uh, ZJYL is down. I guess that guy really knew what he was talking about. Guys, if you want to chase these fantasy stocks, these manipulated stocks, one of them might work, but it's just because they're going to cheat on the long side, like the shorts cheat in every single stock. And I'm all for it. I'm not against it, but the odds of it working while you're in it and then you trading it, I don't know. Have you had luck so far? Perfect. Why not? Do it. Putin tells Trump he'll halt the war in exchange for Eastern Ukraine. Perfect. Do it. Done. 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 Just do it. That gives them a warm water port. That gives them a win for Hillary Clinton's stupidity and Victoria Nuland's stupidity. But hey, we'll be at peace. We'll be at peace. What's GPT-5? It won't open. Okay. To save that for later. All right, we might be done. We might be done. Okay, everybody, I don't see anything else to talk about. It's 5:05. I pray that Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin can come to peace. And if the Minsk Accords had been honored by the West, Ukraine wouldn't be losing the Donbass and the rest of those regions. But I think it's a price worth paying. I pray that the children and the women in Gaza Strip get food and medical attention before their systems are permanently damaged. I pray for peace around the world, and I pray that each of you have peace.